Battle out. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James, or ThnxCya, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod spotlight. And today we are going to be taking a look at the fantastic Bygone age mod, which is probably one of the coolest mods I've seen for a long time, because what it does is it kind of allows you to bring back extinct animals from the underworld or wherever they live. And yeah, when you actually extract DNA samples from fossils, it enables you to effectively clone yourself extinct species and bring them back to life and various bits and pieces. Now, just before we get stuck into this, because there's some really nice bits and pieces in here, it's not too difficult, but it actually works on two different levels. So you can play this mod and you can do the basics of it, and everything is happy pandas. But if you really get into this, what you can actually then start to do is use certain DNA samples in order to clone yourself some very special animals, which will have amazing stats, bits and pieces. We'll come to that in a second. So I do think it's really very clever, especially if you're kind of into animals and extinct animals and dinosaurs, and then a big meteorite came and blew them up and they fell over in the ground and then stuff covered them, and then that's where we are today, which is my brief history lesson. All right, I'm getting distracted. Let's get stuck into this. So the first thing you're going to want to do to set up for this mod is you're going to have to find yourself fossils. So this is what they look like right here, and they actually spawn below sea level, which kind of makes sense. So you're going to have to go and mine yourself a load of fossils, try and get as many of them as you can. Because what happens when you mine them, you actually get this item here, which is called prehistoric skin, I believe. So prehistoric skin looks a little bit like this, and it just says on the little info thing, DNA can be extracted. So this is kind of like step one, really straightforward. Now, as I did mention, you're going to need quite a bit of this, but you're also, for step one, you're going to need these here called empty vials. So these are just, you literally put a glass bottle in a crafting bench, and then it will give you a vial as a replacement. So let's grab some of these. Right, now the first bit of kit, there's only actually 3 bits of kit for this, which is kind of what I like. You know, you see a lot of these technical mods with like 1,000 different machines to do one thing. This only has 3, so it's nice and straightforward. And this first machine in here is called the DNA extractor. Even the DNA extractor. So how do we make the DNA extractor, James? I shall show you. We have iron around the side like that. We have 2 pieces of glass on the right hand side, and then in the middle we have this item here called a microchip. And how do we make the microchip? Well, you just get 1 gold ingot, you get 4 redstone, and then 4 iron ingots, and weirdly that gives you 4 microchips, which is pretty good actually. So you can make quite a lot of these machines, and you can have them all going at the same time. Whatever you fancy, really, it's up to you. So, when you're ready, step numero uno is you just place your vials in the bottom, and then you place your prehistoric skin in the left-hand side. Now, I'm not too sure why there's 4 different slots here, because they only do 1 at a time, which is a little bit weird, but never mind. You do have only have 4 slots on the right-hand side, and you don't need any power, or you don't need any, coal or fuel or anything. As soon as you stick the skin in with the vials, then it will start producing these other vials. Now, these are DNA samples which are filled with stuff, but you may notice at the bottom of these, they have different names. So, for example, oh god, pronunciation, this is going to drive me crazy, right? This is the Mammuthless Pokemon thingy. This is the another one of those. That's the same one as the first one. This one is the Ulitharinium anceps. This is the Arsenolitherium zitelli. Zitelli sounds Italian. Interesting. That's probably not. So yeah, basically the more DNA that you get, the more different DNA samples you get, and then the more chance you have of being able to clone all of the items. Not all of the items, all of the animals. So I'm just going to leave that there. But what I've actually done is I've already made loads and loads of these samples. So you're actually going to have to get 5 of the same sample in order to actually bring an extinct animal back to life. So pretty straightforward, I like to think. We actually have, do we have any 5s here? Yeah, we've got one here, which is the Androsi. So we do have 5 samples of that. We have 4 of the Basilosaurus, but we don't have any more of those. We've got 5 of the Mammoth, which is one that we could do actually. And then we've got some other bits and pieces. So I'm going to show you like an in-depth version for one of these, and then I'm going to show you the other ones just with the spawn eggs, because that might be a little bit easier. So now, should we do the Molothrinium, or should we do the Mammoths? Mammoths Pringles. All right, we're going to do the Pringle Mammoth. There we go. So the second piece of kit, when you're ready for that, is basically now you need to get a centrifuge machine. So this is a centrifuge. How do we make said centrifuge, James? I shall show you. Just iron ingots all around the side, and then another one of those microchips in the middle, and then boom, you've got yourself this centrifuge. So if you right click it, it just has 4 slots. You basically just put your stuff in there. So we actually have, let's get rid of these. We don't want to confuse these here. So you can only do 4 at a time, but what you're going to have to do is stick them in. You can just like wait for a second or whatever. And then when you come back into it, you can see that at the bottom, there is now a load of green letters, which kind of, it sounds like people shouting at you, right? It's like, but it's not, because this is apparently a DNA pattern. So you may notice that all these are exactly the same samples. They all have different DNA patterns. And this is really, really important for something a little later on in the video. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to centrifuge all 5 of our samples. Dun, 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 dun. There we go, all done. No power or anything like that. It just centrifuges very, very easily. What's in this chest? Nothing. Okay, so yeah, you've got your 5 samples, and then finally you move over to the last machine here, which is called the hatchery. So this is the machine that is going to bring your creature back to life. So how do we make this? Well, 6 glass at the top, 2 blocks of iron either side, and then 1 microchip. Of course, you can have as many of these running as you like, but the first thing you're going to have to do in order to get this sorted is to fill it up with water. So it's kind of like, I guess they call it sort of an embryo thing to sort of keep your thingamajig safe, whatever you're trying to make. Where is the water buckets? James, where are the water buckets? Don't fail me now. Ah, there they are, happy days. So let's grab some water buckets. All you do is you just stick it in the top, and then it will fill it at the bottom, and it will give you the empty bucket back, which is pretty nifty. So you only actually need 3, so we overwatered there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fill up our 5 slots here on the right-hand side with our DNA. So the final thing that we're going to need to do before we start this, we're going to have to introduce some nutrients to the hatchery so that the thing actually has a body to grow in. So kind of the technical term is it basically we have to add, where does it say what it is? Oh yeah, so we add minerals, vitamins, and lipids, but essentially what you can do is you just stick food in it. So let's grab some pork chops. Do pork chops work? Yes, they do. So there you go, you can just fill in pork chops. Oh God, give me them back. Oh, there we go. Oh, God, it's happening. Okay, so we filled it up to maximum, so it has enough to actually start breeding. And then what we can see here is one of our creatures finally growing. So, yeah, this thing takes about 15 minutes in total, which is why you're probably going to want to have like a few of these different ones growing at the same time, because they do take about, a quarter of an hour, which is quite a long time, but it does make sense. We are bringing things back from the dead. So, yeah, I will catch up with you when this is finished. Okay, so sometime later, we are getting close. You can see we're on 96%, and this really, really sweet little thing floating around in here. Can you see it? Oh, it's so cute. So yeah, what will happen is when this thing actually reaches 100%, it will automatically spawn the creature inside it. So a good thing is to kind of give it a little bit of space around it. I've actually put like a little fenced area off just to kind of keep it in here, because you can actually tame these once you've spawned them, and you can sort of have them, and you can see the stats and everything, and you can actually effectively grow them from little babbies. And whoa! Oh my God, you're so noisy! Hello! Oh, we got a little baby mammoth. Look at you! Check that out. So this is our little baby mammoth here. Which we have created via the power of DNA. And if we want to actually check the stats of this bad boy, we can actually use this item here called an analyzer. Now, how do we make an analyzer? 4 iron ingots and a microchip. Boom, we have this analyzer. Quiet! You're so noisy. You're so noisy. Right, so 2 things that we can do with this first. Right, if we right-click it with this thing here, you can see that the creature is the Mammothus primigenius, is 0 days old, and this one is a male. So you can see here, this mammoth, oh, for God's sake, quiet. Oh my God, hang on, wait a minute. We need to turn this, what would it be? Friendly creatures? Could be that. Let's turn that down a little bit. So yeah, this guy here is a male, and you can see that the speed is actually really, really fast. So just before we tame this guy, if you think about sort of more cloning type, well, not really, well, I guess it is cloning, but what we can actually do is if we get an empty vial and we right click on this guy, we can actually take a saliva sample, which will count as a DNA sample. So that when we've actually gained that sample, what we can do is we can put it back in our extractor, and then we can gain the exact DNA from this guy. So if we wanted to breed another one of these, which is equally as fast, then we can use the DNA to do that. So Yeah, I'm just going to read exactly what's on the site here because it can get a little bit confusing. So it says, note, you can also use your new creature to generate more of the same species. To do this, right-click the creature with an empty flask to get its saliva, then repeat steps 3 and 4, which is the cloning and the extraction and the centrifuge, and then it says repeat step 3 and 4. Okay, so remember, this is cloning, so your new creature will be exactly the same, equal / similar status compared to your old one. One trick to avoid is mixing the DNA of a similar creature, for example, a cow DNA for a mammoth. Therefore, the cow DNA, which is always random, will influence your DNA. So the other thing about this is these extinct creatures have similar sort of characteristics to mobs that you'll find around the world. So I haven't actually tried this yet. Let's grab a pig. Not a pig, I want a cow. Where is the cow? I forgot what colour the cow is. Moo, where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay, so can we actually extract the cow's DNA? We can. Right, so we actually have now a saliva sample of the cow. Now, what I'll do is, because this mod is a little bit confusing at first, basically all of this information is on the page where the link is down, where the mod is downloaded, so I'll link that in the description below. So if you want to get into this mod a little bit more, then definitely go and check that out. But anyway, so this is actually a not ours yet, so it says owner none. Now, in order to get this to ours, certain ones require different foods in order to basically tame it. So I believe, if I remember correctly, these guys are actually apples. I want to say apples. No, 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 no. Love me! Yes! There we go. So the mammoth Primigenius. You know what? We're just going to call it Stephen. So Stephen is sitting down now. We can get Stephen to sort of walk around with us or whatever. And we can actually grow this guy. So day by day, what will happen is that you can actually see him grow. You know, he's got the health, so you need to take care of that, the height and the attack and everything. So it's not a very aggressive one, but it is a pretty fast one. You can also ride these, which is very, very cool. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, if you want to force grow them, so if you want them to grow to full size very, very quickly, you can actually just spam them with golden carrots. And what you'll see, dun, 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 you can see the tusks grow with the size, which is awesome. Boom, you cannot grow anymore. This is our full mammoth. Wow, check that out. So this is a really super clever mod, especially I love the way that the animal actually grows and develops with the size that it gets. So cool. And we're actually gonna break this down here just to make life a bit easier. Now, if we is not sitting anymore, right, so what we can do is, how the hell do we get on top of this guy? Can we ride you? Can I ride you into battle? Interesting. So I think, I'm not sure if this is a rideable one or not. Basically what you've actually got here is you've got special items to ride. So you've got apple on a stick, carrot on a stick, potato on a stick, wheat on a stick, beef on a stick, and pork on a stick. And different ones allow you to ride different animals. So let's try and right click it with an apple on the stick. Does that work? Oh, no. I got excited then. Apple on a stick doesn't work. Right, so what about... Let's actually get all of these out, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if you've guessed, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes. What was it? Wheat on a stick. Okay, so wheat on a stick allows us to ride this mammoth. Check that out. How cool is that? I'm sorry, this must be like the coolest thing you've seen for ages. I'm riding a woolly mammoth here. How awesome is that? So with the wheat on a stick, now the cool thing is it's not like the pig and it kind of, you know, just sort of goes already. It is exactly the same as how you would control a horse. It's just that you have to get on it using one of these sort of sticky crafty things. So very, very awesome. You can see here that the jump is not very high. But the thing is, if you wanted to start developing one which had a really, really good jump, then you'd start looking into the DNA. You'd start to try and breed them with higher jump skills, and then you can breed them together using the DNA from the better ones, etc., etc. And you could pretty much develop like the best mammoth you can possibly do. So how cool is that? Absolutely love that. And yeah, that's the first one. So I don't want to go through this whole process again because it is a little bit long-winded to do all in one video. So I'm going to show you the other mobs, and as well as that as well, actually, some of the mobs do drop items which can then be used again for DNA extraction. So I don't know if the mammoth drops anything. I don't think it does it? No. But the Lepidicum drops a hide which can be done for extraction. The Untatherium egg drops some meat which can be extracted. So does the Arsenovilium and the Titanus and the Baleosaurus both drop thighs and meat and all that stuff. So yeah, let's get the rest of these out so I can kind of show you them. Let's actually grab these sticks here. Okay, so currently not all of them can be ridden, but did we get the mammoth? Did I leave one there? Oh, I did. Oh, dear. Okay. Now, the final thing we're going to want to get here is we're actually going to want to get ourselves some more golden carrots, because I'd quite like to see these in full size. So, boom! This is the next one here, which is the Denotherium, which is a little bit like an elephant with tiny, tiny little ears. Or like an anteater. Where are you going? Why are you down? Oh, for God's sake. All right, you know what? We're going to put you here. Boom. So let's grow this bad boy. Amazing. The teeth and the tusks grow with time. Very, very cool. Balaeosaurus, which is actually a water type one. Look at the size of this bad boy. Check out. Oh, my God. It keeps growing. Oh, my goodness. How cool is that? So this is one that you're going to want to really spawn in water. This one is currently one of the new ones, so it's a little bit dodgy at the moment. It doesn't really move too well, but it's it's just going to stay there. Check this out. It's so cute. Is this the Titanus? So it's kind of like a chicken evolution type one. Did you see how it grows with time and like the little wings get bigger? Amazing. Next one is the Arsenophlum, which I think is like a rhino. Check that out. Oh, it's a small one. It's a small one. Oh, he's so cute. I wonder if there'll be different sizes. They will. No way! So actually the sizes will depend on the DNA extraction, because so I spawned two of exactly the same mob, but one of them grew and one of them didn't. So that's cool as well. You can pick like the biggest ones possible and you can try and DNA build the biggest ones. So what I'd do then is I'd try and extract DNA from this one and not that one with another big one, and hopefully you could get an even bigger one from that. So how cool is that? Awesome. I've just spawned one of these, haven't I? Why am I making another one? Oh, you know what? I quite like you. So, no, we've done that one. Wait a minute. They look vaguely similar. Ow! What are you doing? Stop it! Oh! Chicken! It killed it. Oh, yeah, this is another feature of it that I forgot to mention. Some of these mobs actually prey on each other, which is so, so cool. This is like a blacker version? Like a darker one? Or is this the same one that we just spawned in? No, it looks a bit different. This one has like 6 teats on its head. Don't know what that is. This is the Morthophylium. Oh man, my pronunciation. So it's kind of like, once again, a similar to a little anteater type thing. Not an anteater, you know what I mean. It's got like a long nose. So that's pretty cool. And then the final one here, which is kind of the most sort of dinosaur-y looking one, although I'm guessing it's not. It's kind of more like a little rat. And then this is the final one. So what we should do here is we should try and let's do a little bit of looking into these guys and see what we can do. So let's grab ourselves our analyzer. So boom, this is the Lepsidium ordinez. We're gonna call you Jeremy. This is 6 days old, so this is a full growth 6 days old. Good health, decent speeds. This is like an all-rounder type one, which is pretty decent for DNA, not amazing. This big boy over here, can it be analysed? Yes, it can. This is a 15-day-old Basilosaurus, absolutely huge. Its attack is fierce, and its length is pretty big as well. So, you know, you could extract DNA from that, and then you could try and build yourself an even bigger one if you wanted to. It's kind of up to you. This happy chappy here is a Deniothermum giganteum, which is 16 days old, female, decent health, decent attack, decent speed, not very big, that kind of thing. Stop at killing things! What's wrong with you? This one is the Titanus Walleri. So yeah, once again, you look at the stats, you kind of see what you want to do with it really, and you can kind of go from there. So let's actually try and tame this one. I don't know what food is right for this, so I'm guessing stop killing, stop it! Stop! Oh, is this even a tameable one? Not sure, to be honest. Yeah, let me go and actually let me just try some wheat. If that doesn't work, I'll go and double check, and we'll try and tame a few of these and see what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna go and double check this. One sec. This guy just won't give up, will he? Look at this guy. Oh, I really don't like you. Oh well, we're gonna love you anyway. So yeah, this one's a meat eater. This eats beef and pork, would you believe, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if we analyze this now, you can see that the owner is me, and it is a rideable one. So this is kind of more of a speedy one to kind of get from A to B. It looks a little bit like a chocobo or chocobo. I had all those in the Hexit mod. Not the Hexit mod. Yeah, it was the Hexit mod, wasn't it? Yeah, so we had these in the Hexit mod, but this is obviously probably what it was derived from. Very, very awesome. And finally, what we can do here, just to finish it off, I'm guessing it's either beef or pork on a stick. Yeah, it's beef on a stick. So yeah, we can ride this guy around. So much, much faster than the other one that I had here. Check me out. Why are you hating? Check out my chicken. Ah, so cool. And you can ride these around, so very awesome indeed. Not all of them are rideable, like that big dude over there, this flappy velo. We're gonna call you Flubber. Flubber isn't rideable, but some of them are, so you can start getting into it. Now, I've just gone over the very basics there because I could spend hours and hours on this mod just making DNA samples and trying to breed them together to try and get like the best possible version of the species, which is kind of how it's supposed to work. And this is actually a relatively new mod, so there's going to be more animals updated into here and more new cool features, etc. But essentially, to kind of sum it up in layman's terms, basically what you're going to want to do is you need to extract yourself DNA, you need to hit the DNA extractor, get it out, you need to centrifuge it to separate all the different strains. And then once you've got the animal, 5 different versions or 4 different versions, and a similar animal, which you can do as well, which is a whole different story, you can stick it in the hatchery, it will hatch itself out, you'll have a mob or an animal, whatever, and then you can extract the DNA from there, and then you can also now produce more depending on which character feats you like the most. Whew. A lot of information in that video, but I recommend the best way of doing this is just trying it out yourself. There's loads of information on the mod page in case you want to have a little go at it. I'd highly recommend it. Very awesome mod, I've got to say. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this video. So let me know which one is your favourite extinct creature out of the ones we saw. You know, I'm actually going to have to go for the mammoth. Yeah, I really like them. Where is our mammoth gone? Oh, it's alright. Our mammoth is gone, but in theory, I really like the mammoth, the woolly mammoth. That was very awesome. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, go for it. We do Minecraft on fun. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It's been such a pleasure, as always. Thanks. See ya.